I wonder what the fastest way to Commercial Central parking lot is. Someone speaking Tagalong? Is that what I read?
You wouldn't happen to speak English as well, would you?
Nope, she's speaking Tagalong. She has big main character face. Look at that costume design.
It's no use. She doesn't understand a word I say.
There's just so many generic characters in this game that the moment somebody isn't a generic character, you're like, oh, they're important. Here we go.
Hey there, officer. Oh, Tanemura-san. You couldn't have come at a better time.
Does he also speak Tagalog? I'm just gonna accept the fact that I don't necessarily know how to pronounce that word. Is something wrong?
No, but it sounds like this woman is looking for someone.
Oh, her mouth is moving. Oh, that was weird. That tripped me the fuck out. Okay, I just had to stop for a second and make sure that I was seeing what I was seeing. They accidentally mapped the dialogue to her, so she was saying it, even though it's his dialogue.
No, but it sounds like this woman is looking for someone. But she can't speak Japanese, so I'm not really sure what to do.
Oh yeah, she's still talking. Look at her go. There must be a mistake from the fact that the camera turned to her, and they accidentally mapped her to being the one that's talking. That's interesting, because that means that the text on the bottom of the screen is not tied to the character model in any way. You have to individually set both of them in the back end of all this.
I was trying to get her to follow me back to the station so we could have an interpreter help us, but she doesn't seem keen on leaving this spot.
I see. I'll take things from here.
Thanks, and sorry about this. Can I leave her to you then?
He literally just said that. No worries. If you had taken her to the station, I would have been the interpreter anyway, so it saves me time if I just do it here instead.
You got a point there. Thanks again.
Well then. I'm a police officer. You can talk with me about whatever it is you're having trouble with.
Great! I finally found someone I can actually converse with.
My name is Tanimura, and I'm with the Tokyo Metro Police Department. Who are you?
I'm Nair. This is my first trip to Japan, and I still haven't gotten my bearings quite yet.
Nair. Nice to meet you. I'm guessing you're from Southeast Asia. Anyway, you're looking for someone, right?
That's right. Well, actually, I'm a detective, too.
I was gonna say, she looks like a fucking Resident Evil character. Like, there's like a type. You know what I mean? And she looks like she's absolutely a playable character in a Resident Evil game. You? A detective?
That's right. I followed a criminal to Japan to bring him to justice.
Can you just do that? Do the Japanese police know what you're up to? Hey, there's an item behind me next to the... Yeah, someone dropped it while they're taking a shit. I'm afraid of what's in the thing now.
I contacted the Japanese police before I left. They're supposed to be helping. But once I got here, everyone seemed so busy. No one would help me with my investigation.
Oh, I see. Everything's a bit of a mess right now, so I bet not everyone knows you're even here.
I was also told I'd be given an interpreter.
And I'm guessing you didn't get that either. I apologize for the inconvenience.
Not your fault. I'm just happy to finally talk to someone I can understand.
Glad to be of assistance.
But I have a little dilemma. We have permission to investigate, but we don't have the authority to make arrests. In Japan, only the Japanese police are allowed to make arrests.
You've got a point there. But it's not our investigation. We can't make an arrest without sufficient evidence. So she has to give me the evidence, and then I arrest.
There is evidence. That's why my colleagues and I came to Japan, hoping for some help from you guys.
Colleagues.
They're out at the embassy now. Tanimura-san, would you come with me for a bit?
No! You can't do that to me. You can't do that. No. Damn it. I never thought I'd complain about a teleport, because teleports are great. I love it when they're just like, hey, and here's the next plot point. You don't have to walk across town. But they did the thing, which they definitely do on purpose. They definitely show locker keys in cutscenes on purpose. So you're like, ooh, a locker key. And you're like, ah, it's sneaky. Like, they definitely have camera angles that exist exclusively just to show a particular locker key once in the entire story, and then you have a chance to pick up on it and be like, oh, there it is. I mean, for all I know, they show all of them. Maybe not. I don't know if they probably, no. There's too many weird ones in the parking lot underground that there's no real story content in. But they definitely do it on purpose. There's no way. There's really specific camera angles sometimes. But showing me in the cutscene and then teleporting me is like, oh fuck, now I gotta remember where that was and find it again? Shit.
What is this place? We don't have cell phones that work in Japan right now, so this is our rendezvous point.
You didn't just... Can't you just call your provider and be like, yo, I'm going to Japan? And they're like, alrighty. Isn't... I think we had that in 2010.
I see now. That's why you couldn't follow that officer to the police station. The criminal we're seeking won't be in Japan for long, so we have to investigate quickly, along with the embassy and Japanese police. Tanimura-san, would you please help us?
I assumed that was why I came here.
We have to catch our criminal.
Me?
Yes, I beg of you. We'll take care of the investigation, but we need you to come along and make the arrest.
I'm not sure. It sounds like more trouble than it's worth, but I guess the station will make me do it later, even if I refuse right now. If that's the case, it'd be easier for me to do it. It'd be easier for me if I did this my way. All right, I'll help.
Really? Thank you. Thank you, Tanimura-san.
By the way, I have no problem arresting the criminal, but you guys don't have guns, right? Isn't that dangerous?
I don't usually carry a gun. A police officer's job is to capture criminals, not kill them.
Stares directly at camera. What a world to live in, huh? If that's true, you've done a good job of staying alive. Don't you have dangerous cases?
I may not look it, but I pack a pretty strong punch. Stronger than any of the gangs here.
Really? I wouldn't have guessed.
I can't win a head-on slugfest with men, though. I use their own strength against them.
So you're good at parrying, I guess. I prefer countering to simple brawls, too. So I understand your logic.
Oh, yeah?
We should try sparring together, then. Oh, is she my trainer for this campaign? Is that what this is all a lead up to?
Sparring? Yeah. That way we can share techniques and help each other get better. Sparring's important, no matter what the martial art you practice.
I don't know if my style could be called a martial art. But alright. While we spar, you can update me on the progress of the investigation.
Sounds great. You can come here anytime and I'll fill you in.
Okay. When I have time, then. When I have time, then it's a great mix with,
we gotta go really fast, we're in a huge hurry, he's gonna get away. Oh yeah, I was meaning to ask you something else.
Have you heard of Revelations? Wow, what a fucking multitasking character here. She's just knocking all of it out at the same time. There's a fucking investigation subquest. She's my trainer for this campaign, and she's gonna tell me about Revelations instead of some random person showing up.
Revelations? Yeah. I heard there are times you can have epic revelations, a thing I'm just gonna say like it's a thing people understand do. Just by witnessing certain special events throughout the city. People like us that train regularly can use that as inspiration to discover new techniques.
Revelations, huh? I think I understand. But I'm not sure I know how it works.
When you witness the perfect shot, make sure to record it somehow. At least that's what someone told me. I've been keeping memos in the various new things I've seen since coming to Japan. And I've already got some technique-worthy material.
I'm amused by the fact that they still call it getting the perfect shot, because when Kiryu did Revelations, he took a picture with his phone and then texted something on his blog, I guess? But not these characters. I actually don't remember how Akiyama did it, but Saejima carved a statue? And this guy sounds like he's going to take memos, because that's what she said. That's interesting. I'll try using the notepad I always carry the next time I see something.
Worth a try. I'll keep an eye out for things going around town, too. Anyway, sorry to ask so much of you. I may not be here for long, so I appreciate your help. Let me know, artists in the audience, when you got your sketch pad and you see a thing you want to draw, do you call it a shot? Let you tell me. Because obviously people are a monolith and all use the same terminology because they're required by law. Mac, how did you find me? You got a girl in the hotel district. UFO Catcher Club Sega Theater. West Park. Under construction. Which is always east. I always gotta remember that. So hotel, theater, Sega, West Park.
Hi.
I'm gonna forget immediately because I'm gonna deal with her more. Tanemura-san, what can I help you with? Want to spar for a bit? Sounds good. What should we work on today? Let's run through the basics of parrying. Everything starts with the basics, I guess. This is just sparring, so you can't use any weapons or items. Are you ready? Ready as ever. Let's get started then. You get to fight a lady! Even if it is just sparring. You get to fight a lady in a Yakuza game. This is so rare. Anyway. Oh. Nope. You kick her ass, too. Jesus. No heat actions, though. Yeah. Get out. I think she's the first lady since Yakuza 2? Where there was the cop lady? Was she a cop lady? Fuck. I forget. In the Sotenbori, I remember she had like a fight on the side of the river. She was like one of the main characters in that game. I don't remember if she had like... I mean, you definitely didn't fight her. So this is still like a new... This is like straight up a new thing. You fight a woman who they don't then try to clarify. Actually, they were they're a trans woman. Ah, that makes it okay for some reason by our weird code, which was distressing. It's secretly a man in a dress, and he kissed you. Ah, your health is 0 now. You're so disgusted by that. It's like, oh god, no. Why is this? Why no? Ow.
Whoa.
You're not bad, Tanemura-san. That really taught me a lot. I think I got the hang of parrying now. Woo! Just upgrades the parrying skill. Great job. You have a lot of techniques I haven't seen before. That was very educational. Glad to be of service. Let's do it again sometime. Techniques. He seems to have no idea what he's doing, right? I got the feeling he just kind of just fights, and then that's all he has. Sounds good. Hey, Nair. Oh, Marcos. How was the investigation? I got some good intel. Who's this? This is a good example of what I was talking about a little bit earlier. She gives off huge main character vibes. This motherfucker, I'll forget what he looks like in 5 minutes. He's even lower resolution. I got some good... This is Tanemura-san. He's a Japanese detective and is helping me with the investigation. Really? That's great. My name's Marcos, and I'm also an investigator. I came to Japan with Nair. I'm Tanemura. Nice to meet you, Marcos. How about that good intel? Right. Yeah, she's talking again. They just keep doing that. GG was spotted nearby, at a club frequented by foreigners. GG? The name of our suspect. He uses fake names so no one can track him down. It's short for good game.
She keeps saying every line. It's freaking me out. He did the gesture, but she spoke it. She's a very talented ventriloquist. I guess she's not actually, because she's supposed to not be moving her mouth. It's short for good game. Like what you'd say after playing a round of something. It's a cynical way to poke fun at the people he beats, I guess. As if it were a game. I see now. Doesn't sound like he takes the police very seriously. You got that right. But it seems like the very same GG was just drinking at the club. Where did you hear that? From this guy who freaking me out, man. Freaking me out. From this guy that happened to be there. He works as an interpreter. Another one. Apparently he was drunk and yelling, I'm just... Sorry, these cutscenes are so broken. They're talking to each other now, and he's making the gestures at her for the lines he's saying, but she's saying them back at him instead, and it's like a horror thing. This is one of my favorite episodes of Doctor Who is this. So like it's actually a horror scenario that I think about is the episode Midnight, which is just one of my favorite shows of television. It's just a really creepy thing, well performed, and David Tennant's great. Apparently he was drunk and yelling, I'm GG at the top of his lungs. Wait a second. That doesn't necessarily mean he's the same GG you guys are looking for. You're right, but it'd be really fucking weird to say, I am good game. That's some fucked up translation there. But it's at least a lead to follow. I'm going over to the club now to find out everything I can. Thanks, Marcos. Let me know if something turns up. Will do. Literally runs out of the room. That's aggressive. That's a lot of right turns you're going to be making really quickly. Just wait. Won't be long now. I forgot. I wanted to ask you something. What? What crime did this GG commit? He murdered an entire family and stole their money, and in the most atrocious of ways. 2 parents and their son. The crime scene was so horrific. The victims' bodies were unrecognizable. He did all that just for money? I don't know. The family did nothing to deserve such a cruel fate. Why do you say that? Perhaps he had some really bad grudge or something? No. Not in a million years. So she knew them, clearly. She's too invested. If she didn't know them, it's like, I don't know, maybe. I don't know what the fuck they were up to. Nair. I just won't believe it. Yeah, she definitely knew who they were. Don't tell me. I'm afraid so. It was my parents and brother he killed. Oh, that's a lot more than knowing. I was safe at a friend's house that day. Sorry, I didn't mean to get so gloomy all of a sudden. No, don't apologize. I'm sorry for making you talk about it. I'm fine. I became a detective for the sole purpose of personally solving this case. Don't look so upset. We have to stay sharp. Right. Come back to spar again, okay? I'll show you how a real fighter does it next time. Heh. Sounds good to me. Oop, there's my thing again. That tripped me out a little bit. I think there was one option that was spar and one option was investigation, and yet when I picked spar, I got both. Curious about that. I guess will I solve the case if will the entire story play out if I just keep sparring, or do I also use the investigation button for something else? Where am I? Oh. Oh god, no. I was trying to find a save point. No. Shit. Ma-chan, help! It's Dad. You gotta help my dad. What's wrong? They took him away. What, Zhao? Who did? What happened? These scary guys burst into Homeland and harassed us about a woman named Nadine. Or Nadine. I don't know if it's which language that is in. Do you know who they were? No, but I think I know where they're headed.
Somewhere off of Senryo Avenue. Please, Ma-chan, you have to save my dad. Don't worry. I'll get him back in one piece. You just head back to the restaurant where it's safe, okay? No! I'm going too! I had a feeling you'd say that. Fine, but we've got to hurry. Think you can keep up? Of course I can! By the way, Ma-chan, I brought these for you in case we were tired. Hope you like them. Whoa, that's useful. You're the best. Now let's get going. I'll be right behind you. Oh, we're teleporting, aren't we? Shit, I was trying to save. Okay, they didn't force me directly in though. All right, yeah, BRB. I gotta get that save. I have interruptions. No, you're not allowed to go anywhere else. Fuck. All right, shit. All right, sorry, I'm back. I had to replay the last 20 minutes, but in the new session. But thankfully, that was mostly just button mashing through dialogue and then doing one fight. So now I'm back. Okay. Save anywhere. You miss it when it's gone. See, where'd you say we were going? I mean, if she hasn't stopped me, then I guess we're going the right way. Zhao-san got dragged off to the end of Senryo Avenue. I believe is where I... yeah, South Senryo. Okay, so just keep going. It's a side story, but it's taking me to where the main story is, funnily enough. Gotta be careful here. Oh, right, the main story wants me to go into the basement, so that's not the same thing. There he is. How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know any Nadine. We're in no hurry, old man. How about we take a trip to our office and jog your memory there? I have nothing to say to you. Now keep your filthy hands away from me. Come on, guys. Do I really need to remind you of the legal ramifications of abduction? Or are you actually that dumb? Who the hell are you? Doesn't matter. All you need to know is I'm taking Zhao-san back. This might get dangerous, Mei Hua. Hang tight for a minute. Alright, assholes. Let's see what you got. I just increased my evade window, so you're never gonna get me now. Replaying that fight was funny because it kind of keyed me into just like how arbitrary it is for two people that can evade attacks infinitely to fight each other. Because you just have this button that makes you evade everything without that much creative input or reflex. It's just like, yeah, just kind of, you turn blue and become immune to attacks, you know. So two people fighting each other is just like, yeah, it's just kind of, every attack's a dice roll in this fight. Stomp. Yeah, I bought the ability to arrest people. I have no idea how to use it. What's a little confusing about Tanemura's heat actions is basically all of them seem to be, there's a guy on the ground, so hit Y. But somehow different ones happen. I'm being slightly facetious because the difference between two of them is a little obvious. One of them is you hit them when they're down normally, the way that every enemy does. The way that happens with every single Yakuza character. You have a heat action for hitting people when they're down. The other one is you get them while they're getting back up. It's like, ooh! Like the moment I saw that, I'm like, that's cool. Because you often like see the chance to do a heat action, then you try to hit Y, and then it just goes away, and you're like, ah, I missed it. And it's because they started the animation for getting up or something and you can't do it. And Tanemura's like, haha, I'm gotcha. And that's when he does that little arm snapping down on the ground animation. That's me getting somebody that's trying to get up. But I think arresting people also just says hit Y on people when they're down. And I'm like, what? And I think it says something like when they're unconscious or writhing. And I'm like,
If they're unconscious, didn't I already win? Like, what does unconscious mean? When is anybody ever unconscious in this game besides defeated already? Do I arrest people that are already defeated? What the fuck's the point of that? And then writhing is a little bit more like, okay, like, some really specific things make people writhe. Like, I think about, like, in past games, I think, if you hit somebody with, like, for example, like, hot oil in the face, I think that makes them writhe or something. But, like, I don't really know any ways in this game to make someone writhe specifically. A taser gun? If I tase someone, I can arrest them? Is that the only time I can use that heat action? It's actually, I'm really uncertain, to be honest. Hey, they hurt you any?
Yeah.
No, I'm fine. Didn't mean to get you involved. They were looking for a woman named Nadine, right? She your buddy or something? Nadine came here from the Philippines to seek better financial opportunities. But the authorities found out she was working illegally, and now they're trying to chase her down. Then she sought help from the Asian Gateway, I'm assuming. Correct. She was actually at the restaurant at the time those thugs show up. Luckily, she's in the back room and got the hell out of there as soon as she heard the commotion. Alright. Then who are these people just now? Not the authorities, that's for sure. My guess is they're responsible for bringing illegal immigrants into the country. In other words, human traffickers. They must be afraid that if Nadine gets arrested, she'll lead the police right back at them. Makes sense. But I doubt she'll be coming this way anymore. Gonna be a real pain in the ass to find her.
Yeah.
There is one method you can try. Yeah? I'm all ears. So, there's this fortune teller over on Tenkaichi Street. Maybe she could help you track Nadine down. The fortune teller's back. A fortune teller? Is that seriously the best you can come up with? Or are you just kidding? Oh, no, it's no joke. In fact, the lady is known for being freakishly accurate with her predictions. Kinda spooky if you ask me. It sure sounds spooky. But whatever. If you're the one who's recommending it, then I guess I have nothing to lose. Where's this place exactly? Middle of Tenkaichi Street. Right next to a host club called Stardust. Okay. Here's hoping fortune's on our side, huh? Stardust! The time is come to return to Stardust. There's things all over the place now. Interestingly... What is it? Oh, it's not one of the maps. Oh, that's even its own kind of weird. Damn, okay. I was getting to a point where I'm like, okay, well... It's awkward that you can't see every question mark on the map at once, but if you go to other maps, you can find the question marks there. And now I can't, actually. Because this character goes into the Chinatown area, and that part of the map's just not on the map. Because I was there earlier, and there's 2 question marks there. There's the one that triggers this, and then we go and fight these guys. And then there's another one that's also there. So I have to check Chinatown individually, just to be sure. Like, I have to go inside of it to check to see if there's icons in there, because you can't go to the Chinatown map from here. Because this is the rooftops and this is the underground. But Chinatown's not underground or rooftop, but it is treated as a separate map nonetheless. Gonna have to keep an eye out. Yeah, we got more of them floating around, but I want to fixate on finishing what I started, hopefully. Although I also want to go back and do more of the sparring to finish that storyline, or see how far I can get in it. So Stardust is like deeper down here. We haven't encountered Stardust at all yet, because Kiryu is the one that has a connection to it. Did I miss hear that? Near Stardust. How near? In the park? These people are in line for something. Can I get behind this car? There's an alley here. That guy wants to attack me. Near Stardust on Tenkaichi Street. Is it in here? The place of the murder. That'd be a weird reuse of this location. Yeah, there's just randomly a fortune teller, but just at this time. That guy just render here that wasn't here before? There's another guy that wants to fight me. Okay, why is she like weirdly hard to find? Did I forget one of the things they said? Is she in one of the buildings? Naomi's place. Is Naomi's place the fortune teller? She's in a building? Okay, there we go. My bad. I've seen her just sitting. I think in multiple games I've just seen her sitting in a street. So I was ready for that again. Welcome. Welcome. What can Naomi's amazing psychic powers do for you today? I'm looking for a Filipina woman who's gone missing. Her name's Nadine. Nadine, you say? Was she your sweetheart? You must let go of what is gone. Accepting the inevitable is simply part of life, young man. Are you going to help me or not? My friend Zhao-san over in Little Asia said that you have the power to see the unseen. Yes, but my services do not come cheap, Detective Tanamura. You know who I am? What sort of psychic would I be if I didn't at least know that? Naomi sees all, knows all, then why do you think that she was that? Right. Okay. Then do you know where Nadine is? What are you doing? Silence. The great and powerful Naomi must concentrate. Yes. Yes, I see his name. Saki-chan. You must go ask Saki-chan. Saki-chan. She will give you the information you seek. You're not giving me the runaround, are you? If you do not trust my powers, you can take your business elsewhere. Fine. Then just tell me where I can find this Saki-chan. Near Pink Street. She'll be wearing a purple scarf. Thanks. If this goes well, you'll have yourself a new customer. Come again. She just makes up random names. They'll never figure out my ruse. Yeah, Pink Street's the one. I often think Pink Street's the last street, but it's the one just before it. I'm not sure why I usually think that. But at least I usually remember it's in the bottom right. I have a reflexive, like, huh, every time I see a police officer now. Even though none of them are actually after me. But they are fucking everywhere. Is this supposed to be continuity with the fact that they're on the hunt for the other character? Because that only makes it more like, you think I could just talk to one of those random people and they would like bring up the fact that they're hunting for Saejima, and I'd be like, oh my god, that changes everything. He's here? That's Saki-chan, huh? Well, I guess no one explicitly said what kind of woman she'd be. And a purple scarf? Couldn't I have gotten some other clue? An accessory that anyone could wear isn't exactly a distinguishing feature. Hey there. Would you happen to be Saki-chan? Oh, hey there yourself.
Don't tell me. You were about to use a pickup line, weren't you? Isn't that adorable, folks? Actually, I'm looking for someone. A woman named Nadine. Oh, shit. Wait, no. Hey, get back here. Well, that was a strong reaction. I guess they probably know. And in heels, too. Look at them book it. But Jesus. Oh my goodness. This got really violent. I feel a little bad when we don't know why we're chasing them. But the chase is so violent. His face did not match the severity of that scream. Look, I think you have the wrong idea. I'm not after Nadine. In fact, I'm trying to help her. Are you really? Cross my heart. So what's up with the whole chase sequence as soon as I saw the badge? Are you hiding something? Well, the thing is, I help people. Help them how? I use my connections to help foreign women when the cops or criminals come for them. So I take it you know Nadine then. What would you do if you found her? Let me put it this way. She'll be dead if I don't find her first. And I'd like to get her home safe before that happens. All right. I know where she is. I'm actually the one looking after her. Great. Can you take me to see her then? Well, you do seem like a decent guy that you just beat the shit out of me. Alrighty, Pooh. You just follow me. You seem pretty decent with all the violence you do on me. I'm a good judge of character. So, you're Nadine? Yes. He says he's here to help you, dear. Really? Yep. Had a heck of a time trying to find you, too. Nice work. She's not out of trouble just yet. Those creeps have her passport, and she can't get home without it. You mean, the human traffickers? I take it you've run into them already. Well, it's not only trafficking they do. They're in charge of managing the women they bring in, too. Managing? In what sense? They take the women's passports so they can't escape, and then they give them just enough money to eke out a meager living. They're essentially modern-day slave drivers. Ugh, that's terrible. I hate bastards like that the most. You have any idea where they are? In a dilapidated food warehouse on the docks. I want to go home to the Philippines. Don't worry. I'll get your passport back. You will? Yep. Just leave it to me. Ba-doop-ba-doop. We're going, yeah, we are. I was like, am I crazy? Yeah, we're going straight back to the docks again. Go figure. I had a thought sneak in and distract me a little bit for a moment there, and I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm back, but for different reasons. You're a different group of criminals that are in the same location, right? A food warehouse in the docks, huh? Then those must be the guys who took Nadine's passport. Is there a single legitimate business in this entire region? Excuse me. I'm here with the passports you've been stealing from foreign women. Wait a minute, aren't you? Yeah, you bet I am. If you don't want to get hurt again, okay, they're acknowledging it at least. Hand over the passports and make it quick. You're one cocky son of a bitch, you know that? Alright, you're up.
Come on out. Oh, what? The hell do you feed this guy? Milk? Beef? Growth hormones? So the first one was like, really? Now pulverize this punk. Is all at once though, too? Yep, okay. I might want to do some crowd control first. Oh, I suck at that. There's like no equipment around here. And I don't have a weapon. And this guy doesn't have swinging attacks. Yeah. Say goodbye to Saijima's. I can take down like 3 people at once with one hit. Boop. Little underwhelmed by heat actions this game, I think. Oh hey, I did a heat action. I did a rest. I don't know why that happened. There it is. I did it. Sup? Oh, I did it again. This is really funny that they're just watching me do that. Yeah, I have a relatively finite series of heat actions per character, partly because they only can have so much upgrade tree per character. That might be, wow, he's not very hard actually, despite the hype. But whenever I'm in a big open area, it really highlights that I'm like, oh, I can't really do much. I can pretty much just knock people down, then hit Y if I have the heat. Because you don't have any special weird tricks like the other characters developed over the course of their campaigns when they were... Because they had much longer games and they kept giving you more heat actions. So either there's a contextual thing or there's a weapon maybe, but if there's no weapon and there's no special object nearby, you're like, oh, I guess I should do the ground one a bunch of times. Huh. How many times must I say it? Give me the passports. Fine. Just take the damn things. Just to let you know, I got a call from Nadine this morning. She got home safe and sound. Good to hear. I hope this means fewer migrant workers like her will suffer through the same shitty experience. I don't mean to be a sourpuss, but even though you busted up those jerks at the warehouse, this kind of thing will still go on. Why do you say that? Because men like that are everywhere. They're only after one thing, the almighty yen, and they'll stop at nothing to get it, even if it means ruining countless lives. But there has to be someone to pull at the top pulling the strings. You're saying there's a mastermind of the sex industry, a ringleader making millions off the lives of female migrant workers? Awful as it is, that doesn't sound too far-fetched. Right. Every power structure has its person in charge. You have any leads on where that ringleader might be? Not really, but I have heard those traffickers drop the name Bridge before. That could be a clue. Wait, did you just say Bridge? Oh, you know him? My dad left notes about someone named Bridge all throughout his notebook. Oh, sorry, I should probably clarify what I mean by that. No need. I know all about you, Detective Tanamura of the KPD. How did you... I heard about you from Naomi-san, the fortune teller. Tell me, what specifically did your father's notebook say about Bridge? Apparently, Kay and my dad were investigating him. And who is Kay? Another detective who worked with my dad. But damn, I never would have guessed that Bridge was some sort of sex trafficking kingpin. This could get ugly. Do you intend to find this Bridge and expose him? Oh yeah. Especially if this is the same guy my dad was after. Still, don't have any idea who Kay is though. Have you done your research? I looked up all the detectives who ever worked a case with my dad, but none of their names started with K. And there's no file on Bridge either. I think Kay and my dad were investigating Bridge off the record.
You know, the more you look into this, the more you're going to uncover about your past. What are you trying to say? Taigi Tanimura was my senior detective. You were a detective? Judging from what you just said, I'm sure you know Taigi wasn't my actual dad, right? Mm-hmm. Then you know who my real dad is. I can't comment on that. All I can say is, if you don't want to get hurt by what you find, I suggest you leave the case alone. I won't get hurt. That's impossible. Okay. Oh. See, no matter who my real dad is, I'm still gonna be the same guy. Let the past be the past, you know? By the way, why do they call this guy Bridge? Sam? Couldn't tell you, hon. I see. Well, I guess this is just one more case my dad left me to solve. No matter what, I'm gonna find this Bridge and bring his ass to justice.
Zip. There it is. There we go. I had to wait for the notification. Right. There's like a little notification for that lingers for a while. And you actually can't pause until it goes away. Which is funny, because the first thing you want to do when it pops up is pause the game to level up. But you're like, go away. Does this just... I guess this just makes the quick time event easier? Add additional finish to finishing blows. And you might get a follow-up technique. I guess I should save over that. That sounds kind of significant. That sounds like it's kind of a big deal. TBH. Yeah, let's get back in there. Also might be a good time to test myself on whether or not I can find Nair again. Homicide reported in front of Mockbowl Bowling Alley near Theater Square. We have a positive ID in the victim, Koichi Yabe, a rider residing in Kamurocho. All officers in the area respond immediately. A murder. Well, this sounds more mandatory. Tanimura here. You listening to your radio? Get your ass over there now. I don't get it. Why are you calling me about this? I didn't say for you to ask questions. Just get over there now. Yeah. Be right there. Hello. I guess we're doing this now. What the hell? Oh well. Guess I'll head over to Mock Bowl. Unless random people attack me. Those guys are doing something over there. Avoid that confrontation. Yep. I believe Mock Bowl is just in... Yeah, it's just in Theater Square. I think it's the western boundary of Theater Square, which I always... Because it's called Theater Square, and that's the big, showy building, I always thought that was the theater. But it's clearly where the bowling alley is, I think. So that's just a big mix-up. I think Theater Square is... I think... Is the theater on my left? Is that the theater? Maybe? Or that's the theater. Kamuro Theater. Okay. Yeah, it's funny, you never go to the theater, but the area is called Theater Square. So I always... It's hard to think of where the theater is. This is a big showy thing covered in like neon lights and shit, which in America is more likely to be a theater in many cases. At least the ones I've been to are like... There's a lot of lights. This one does have the glittery thing. But like... The kind of lights you associate with a bowling alley are also the ones I would associate with a theater. So I often think the theater's over here. Because it has like a... Yeah, like these it has a big... Yeah, this is like a series of different businesses, huh? But those are tickets, though. Oh, wait, no, this is a theater. Premium screens, and those tickets. Yeah, I'm not crazy then. There's multiple theaters then. Are they both movie theaters, or is that one down there a stage theater? I'm not totally sure. Why are you red? Oh, this guy. Thanks for the hard work. So far you've done fucking nothing, you jackass. It's really funny. It's like, thanks for the hard work, and I've completely ignored every single report. So mock bowl's like, is it around the corner as the entrance? Ooh. Hey, I'm here. Yeah, so's the stiff a rider for the sex. Oh. I thought he was joking, like, so is the stiff. Yeah, and I misread it completely. Yeah, so the stiff's a writer for the sex industry. Since you seem to be such an expert on the subject, I thought you might have some dirt on him. Did you call me out here just to give me shit? Oh, and what was your name again? What was his name again? Make an effort to remember what you hear on the dispatch, Tanemura. His name's Koichi Yabe, 35 years old. Huh. Don't know who that is. You sure about that? I'm telling you, I've never heard of him. Alright then. Thanks. You can go now. What? Am I being lured here to do something? What is this camera angle? Oh, there I am. That's all I was here for. They could have just asked me in a second. The murder victim was a sex industry writer. Something stinks about this. Oh, is this like the next quest in my thing? Tanemura here. Hey, yeah, it is. There she is. Hey, it's me. Hey, Saki-chan. I heard Yabe was killed. Not bad for a former detective. You got your info quick. So, what do you know about this Yabe? I wanted to talk to you about it. Let's meet at Shellac. Okay, Shellac it is. I guess we're getting right back into it. Picked up clean after the previous one. Is Shellac's in Champion District, right? Oops. Yes. It's the top right one in Champion District. Might technically be able to take a cab, but I don't think that would even necessarily save time. I am basically just running back and forth across town right now. Whoops! I did pick up one new key off camera. Sorry. If anyone cares about that. D3 is a video game. Another silver plate for me. Yeah, I think when I left Nair's room, and when I had to replay the area because I couldn't save when I had to go. I don't want to cut through here because it'll trigger another quest. When I left Nair's room, I think I took a different path, and I picked up a glint on the floor, and I'm like, oh, hey, it's just on one of the staircases near there, just on a path, not hidden at all, but just not the path I took last time apparently. Yeah, I remember leaving Nair's area and immediately getting confronted by the quest that I went on, which to find Zhao. And that's not where I went the second time. And I'm not sure what I did differently. Well, I know I went a different place. Oh, right, this weird... That's the door, not the big red one. Oh, hi, hun. Turns out Yabe-san was on the cusp of something dangerous. What was it he investigated? Not what, but who. A woman from Hong Kong. Huh. I take it she's not just some random lady. Right. Rumor has it she has ties to a certain crime syndicate. And she's in charge of illegal immigrant workers, all of them female. So she's a crime boss then. And the syndicate's supposed to be? A powerful underground intelligence network spread throughout Asia. Apparently they recruit girls from poor families and make them buy fake passports and visas. Then they force them to work like slaves to work off the loans used to buy them.
And when they're used up, they're history. Don't tell me. Bridge is the one running the show? That's my guess. Any idea where this crime boss lady might be? I'm not entirely sure, but I hear the Syndicate has an office near the arcade in Nakamichi Alley. I'm sure this goes without saying, but be careful, okay? Thanks. I'll try.
This has always been kind of the whiplash surprise a little bit, is like the out of nowhere they'll be like the Yakuza games will be fairly progressive about something and you're like, what but I've seen the other parts. And it can be weird. Some of it is like just actual like making progress over time and changing how they behave things. But then some of it's confusing. Like I definitely played a mission in Yakuza Kiwami, which they for some reason decided to keep in Kiwami, when they could have just not put it in Kiwami because it's a remake where they changed content anyway. Where like a guy in drag or a trans person or whatever like kisses you or does something to you, and the implication is that you lose health because it's like, it was a guy, Kiryu is so revolted by this or something, and it's like, why was that in the game? And interestingly, in Yakuza 3, in Yakuza 3 when they were localizing it, the first time around a bunch of stuff was removed from the game, and then funnily enough in Yakuza 3's re-release for the HD thing that I played, a lot of the content that they removed the first time around was restored and was actually back and in the game again. But specifically, some of the content that I think was in the original Yakuza 3 American release was removed in the remake, in the HD remaster. It's like a mixed bag of like some old content's back that you didn't get the first time, maybe because the port was rushed, and but some of the stuff was removed, and some of that stuff was definitely for the best, because apparently there was a quest chain where a trans woman, like, for an entire chain is like obsessed with you and kind of like hunting you down, and if they catch you, then they sexually assault you and your health goes down, and it's like, what the fuck, Yakuza? But then in the same game, and even before that, they have Earth Angel, which, like, it's either, like, it's the culture is confusing, where it's hard to tell exactly which thing it is, but, like, it's either a man in drag, or it's a trans woman, or something. I don't know, you just go into Earth Angel, and there's someone in that sort of range is running the bar, and it's basically just not commented on at all, and you're like, cool, that's neat that they did that. But then like then they'll whiplash back and you're like, god damn it, fuck, no, you were doing good. And so we're kind of back in the other category again, where it's like, oh, so yeah, this character just shows up and they're just here, and it's like, this is neat. I didn't even get any particular indication that the game like tried to play it for laughs or did anything shitty about it. The character just shows up and you're like, here we are now. It was definitely meant to be a reveal, I suppose, because there was like well, I guess we didn't specify what kind of woman. But it's like, I don't know. Good enough. Gold star wrinkly sticker that you get in kindergarten. You did it. Where the fuck is this thing? I don't like it when they tell me to go to Nakamichi Alley because it's such an abstract, vague area, and I don't know what they mean usually. That's Popo, Smile Burger, Club Sega. I don't have to go to food places very much in this game. I think I've gone to food places less in this game than any other game. What's Watami? Mahjong? They have an office in Nakamichi Alley. You definitely start to hope that the game will just be like, you walked up next to it. Quest prompt. Or you hope for someone to be standing outside. Oh yeah, there we go. Behind the arcade. Bridges Syndicate should have an office around here. Did I not walk down this specific street, I guess? Maybe. Should I go in? Fuck me up, bros. Let's do it. Oh, and who might you be? Doesn't matter. I'm looking for the boss. Some lady from Hong Kong. Don't know what you're talking about. Don't play stupid with me. Just bring her here and there won't be any trouble. Ah, forgive me. Where are my manners? Hey, fellas. Come help me escort our guest. A friend here's requesting a one-way trip to the afterlife. Shall we oblige? I get that your boss is a tough nut to crack, but you really don't have to make things so difficult. Give him hell, boys. In some of these scenarios, he doesn't even bother introducing himself as a cop. Stomp. That looks like, I guess that would turn out to be the end of your life. Nope. Yep, wasn't ready for that. I gotta keep track of that. So when I kick them, that's the arrest animation, I think. And if I fuck it up, then I'm in a bad place. Bye-bye. So, a sex industry writer named Koichi Yabe was investigating a madam from Hong Kong, and it got him killed. What? Yabe's dead. So you knew him? I did. Tell me where this boss of yours is. She went back to Hong Kong this morning. I see. So she had to skip town to keep a lid on Yabe's murder. Let's just say she learned too much about the organization for her own good. Are you talking about the organization that Bridge runs? Bridge? What, you never heard the name? We're not important enough to know what's going on up top. All I know is that the boss leaked something to Yabe. And now that Yabe is dead, I guess we'll never know what that was. Yeah. Don't be so sure about that. Yabe apparently hid whatever he compiled somewhere. Really? Where? Dunno. The organization's in a frenzy trying to find it. Interesting. Are you gonna look for it too? You bet. I imagine it's some pretty valuable info. You ought to stay out of it, or you'll end up just like Yabe. Don't you worry about me. After giving me all these details, you should be watching your own back. Oh fuck, I'm gonna die. A bit of a bombshell drop on someone. So Yabe hit some info, huh? Without any leads, I might as well be running in circles. There is that greedy old fortune teller. Guess I gotta rely on her again. Oh, this is just our new shtick now, huh? Okay.